Okay, I'm going to teach you guys everything you need to know about Stage Builder. Well, to get there, you need to click Games and More, Stage Builder, Create, and then you choose the size and the backdrop, and the music. Make sure you choose the size and backdrop you want, because you won't be able to choose the size and backdrop after you click OK. But you will be able to change the music. So put some music that you want to hear when you're battling it out. Next, press OK, and you'll be able to start creating your stage. Okay, so first you start out with this tool, which shows you all the stuff you can do, which is lava, ice, bouncy rubber, sponge, yarn, marble, rubber, denim, carpet, paper, steel, wood, sand, dirt, and grass. The stuff that I found most useful is ice and lava. Because ice, if you test it right here, you'll notice you can slide with it. But you can get it by dash dancing. So ice and lava are probably most useful because you can slide with ice, and lava damages you, I'm pretty sure, about 16% or 17%. But I've noticed that every other one doesn't really seem like it does anything else. So test this, jump in the lava, it damages you, and yeah, it's a good hazard to keep people from jumping out of the map or glitching. Next we have the draw tool, which I've shown you uses freehand, or you can use circle, make circles, or square, which makes squares. And then we have fill. Fill is if you want to change the color, you can change it back to whatever you want. You click it and then it changes the color. Next we have erase, which erases the stuff you don't need. Pretty simple. And then edit. Edit is one of the most useful things, which lets you edit, like by turning this, or turning on gravity and respawn, turning off grabbable ledges. Gravity and respawn means it falls and respawns after it falls, which is pretty cool. You can make a lot of stuff with it, like I'll show you right here. Off gravity right here, you can draw circles, and then if you edit these circles and then turn on gravity for them and turn on respawn, you'll see them rolling after you, and then it can be a cool mini game that you can make in the stage builder. So yeah, edit tool is one of the most useful things. Next we have gear. What gear does is it spins around in a circle, and if you edit it, you'll be able to spin it around. And if you click this, you can change the direction if you want to go left or right, the range, so it will go depending on how far you want it to be, the speed, make it go 100 really quick, and then smooth reverse is making it smoothly go and hit the sides and come back, but without it, it just hits it and then comes back. So if I test it right here, it goes 180 and then back again, and you can see that the axis is in the middle. So yeah, gear is really fun to use and pretty weird too. Next we have a rail, which you can decide to use a freehand rail, a circle rail, or a square rail. Square rail makes a square, and what it does is the object that you've put the rail on will follow the rail if you see it's slowly moving. So it's pretty useful. In freehand rail, you can put it in like straight lines if you want it to go up or down, which is useful and pretty nice. And then you can also edit this, but you don't click this thing, you have to click the rail, then you'll be able to turn it either left or right or upside down. And if you edit it, you can change the speed to lower or higher, starting location, in the middle, or whatever. Smooth movement just makes it smoother. Hinge terrain just hinges the terrain. Return after collision is if you hit a different object, it will either return or not return if you turn it off or on. And for lines, it will return at edge if you turn it on or off, which means it'll stop right there if I turned it off, or go back if I didn't. Then show rail is really useful because now you don't see that blue thing, it's just an invisible line going up. So next we have switches. Switches are just pretty simple. If you hit it, it will start moving. And then if you hit it again, it'll stop. So next we have the stage hazards. The stage hazards consist of cannon, spring, warp zone, bumper, wind area, explosive block, bomb block, and ladder. Cannon just has a cannon, can't really edit it, you just shoot it, and you shoot into it, and you can move it around, and then you get launched out of it, and it does damage in collisions. And then next, springs. Springs aren't very useful. You can't even edit them, they just are only like this. And when you jump on it, you just go like this, but if you hold up, you'll be able to jump a lot higher. Springs really aren't that useful. Next, we have warp zones. I really like this warp zone. It's really cool. And it's a new addition, which lets you warp wherever you put it. So if I would jump in here, it'll warp me all the way over here now. I really like it. It's really cool. You can make a lot of cool stuff. And next we have the bumper. It's an item and just gives a little bump when you hit it. Doesn't do any damage, just boosts you away. Next we have ladder. Really just a ladder, and you just climb up it. But something weird that I've noticed in the ladder is that you can attack on it. So if you do like a nair or random things, you are actually not holding on to the ladder, yet you can still climb up it. It's really weird. I don't get it. Next we have bomb blocks. I think bomb blocks are actually really cool because you can make it that the bomb blocks are inside terrain. So you have to hit that terrain that the bomb block is inside to make the other explosives get triggered. Like, so if I make it like this, Mario does a forward aerial, he'll be able to blow it up, and then this will stop. And if you walk inside of it, the blocks will not respawn. So yeah, these blocks are pretty cool. And bomb blocks and the explosive blocks, you can edit them to make them respawn and turn on grabbable ledges for some reason. So if they don't respawn, you'll see that if I hit it, the middle one will not respawn. And you can go through it. It's really cool. You can make like gateways and stuff. Pretty useful. Next we have wind area, which wind area, also self-explanatory. An area where wind blows. You can change the speed, you can change the direction if you want it to go up or down, left or right, and it's really cool. You can do some cool floaty things with it, and yeah, I like it. Next we have the play button. The play button shows you what will happen. So when you press play, you'll see that the gear spins around, and the rail will move where you want it to move. And then next we have the most useful one, which is test. You and a CPU get into this, get into the thing you made, and then just test out the stuff you've made. And when you press a pause menu, you can either reset the stage by pressing LR, A, or going to this. You can change the fighter to whoever you want, and you can do some camera controls and get some cool pictures. And then you also have return to edit. The shortcuts are really useful. So next we have the best thing about it, which is the undo and redo, which if you press the right button or the left button on the D-pad, you'll be able to redo and undo the mistakes you've made. Next we have the wait bar, which shows how much you can make. I really don't like it because you can't really put a lot of stuff in here before it can only fit up to 4 people, or the stage is already full. I mean, it's a good amount of teleporters, but it's really not much of a stage until the stage capacity is at max. And then below this, you'll be able to play with 8 players. You zoom out with the down button on the D-pad, and you zoom in with the up button on the D-pad. And then if you press Z, you'll get a bird's eye view. I've never really not found this useful, but it might be useful to some people. Next we have Lair View, which I really like. You can make a lava background or whatever. It's really cool, and like right here, if I tested it, you're not damaging by the lava, but the lava's in the background. You can make a lot of cool stuff with it and put like pictures of stuff you want to make. Like if you look at the online stage builder, the stages people are making, they're making a lot of cool stuff that's all in the background, and they're like making legal stages but with cool stuff in the background. So then that's the background, and then this is just like the closer background. So if I went to test again, you can tell that it's closer. It's good for 3D effects. Then we have the stage where this will actually affect you and do damage to you. And then we have the foreground, which just covers the whole thing, and you can't really see unless you get really close to the other player. And then you have the paint bucket, which color codes everything. Color codes where your players are going to fight with a goldish tint, the foreground with a red tint, the background with a green tint, and the background with the blue tint, which is pretty useful. I don't really use it that much. It's pretty obvious what's in the foreground, what's in the background. Then we have this graphing, which is very useful for handheld and all the other stuff where you freehand. It's always on the grid, and it's very useful for making precise blocks and shapes. It's very useful. I suggest you guys use it. So you're probably wondering what this blue line is and what this red line is. This blue line is what you can see, and this red line is what you can't. The blue line is inside your vision, and the red line is outside your vision, or the kill zone. So this is pretty much telling you what you can see and what you can't. And this is just stopping you from building up there. Sadly, you can still see from up here, so you can't make a nice background, like a full lava background. And the blast zones all the way around here. That's pretty much everything you need to know about the stage builder. Tell me in the comments if I missed anything, and I'll make sure to pin that comment or heart it to make sure you guys see it. Anyways, before I'm finished, you have to press done. You get to name your stage. I'm just gonna name it E. And then you can change the music, but you can't change the background or anything. You save it. You can return the menu or keep on working on it. And then you can press X, where you can either favorite it, post it, or delete it. So that's pretty much all you need to know. Hopefully you guys have improved with this tutorial, and hopefully you guys will be able to make stuff like this. That's really cool. So I'll see you guys in the next one, and goodbye.